Hey there, dear Spellweaver community, and welcome back to another episode of Spellweaver Ranked. And, you know, I dropped down a couple of ranks. I actually just recorded another Spellweaver Ranked episode that I'm not gonna air because it was fucking garbage. I played a deck that I made myself, and I played that already in Spellweaver Tryout and Deck Tech. I'm never gonna play this in Ranked again. It's the Chalice of Young, not the Chalice, but the Soldiers of Young's deck. Works pretty good in friendly, doesn't work in the slightest in fucking ranked, because everyone is just rushing and it's pissing me the fuck off. But yeah, now we are ranked at 316, as you can see. I think I had 1060 points, plumped down to 1045. Today I figured I wanted to actually play zombies, but since everyone is having a hard-on for rush decks, I thought, why not play a milling deck that I made myself, and it's a Deathbound milling deck that I actually tweaked a little bit. So let's jump right in. So we have, as a hero, we have basic Nefaros, who has a pretty cool ability, I think. It's pretty, people don't appreciate it as much as... Don't appreciate it, don't respect it enough, I would say. 1 aspect, 1 mana, 2 round cooldown, and 1 enemy creature gets -1 speed until end of turn, which is definitely a good thing. So for milling, we have Nightbringer. Whenever Nightbringer is declared as an attacker, each hero decays, like either if you go face or an enemy creature, each hero decays X cards, where X is your corruption level. So basically, me and the enemy, have to decay, a couple of cards, depending on how many corruption aspects I have, obviously. Plague Vermin, 2 of these, just as a good removal card. We can sacrifice them and another creature has -1/-1 until end of turn. Infernal Vultures, mill out the enemy, you know, when he enters the field. A hero of our choosing, we can also choose ourselves, but we don't want to use that on us, but on the enemy, of course. The enemy has to decay 4 cards, and we can, if we pay 1 mana, we can put 1 Might Emblem on him and shuffle a creature back into either our deck or the enemy deck, depending on which graveyard we choose. Thought Devourer is a 2/3 flying, and if he also doesn't make 3 damage to the enemy, but he decays 3 cards. And whenever he deals damage to a hero, we can put a Might Emblem on him, which means he can get beefy really fast if you don't deal with him early on. Bloodwitch Harpy is a good control card, I would say, against rush decks. At the start of each hero's turn, that hero sacrifices a level 1 creature. If he or she does, that hero gains 1 mana. So as I said, pretty good against rush decks. Obviously, Deathbound Incarnate is the #1 namesake of this deck. Deathbound Incarnate deals combat damage to heroes in the form of decaying cards, obviously. And Deathbound Incarnate's attack and HP are each equal to the number of creature cards in the enemy hero's graveyard. Which means if he has 6 cards in the graveyard, that guy is a 6/6 2-speed, and then you have to see, you know, if he goes face, if he manages to get 6 damage in, the enemy hero decays 6 cards, and there are probably also a bunch of creatures in there, and then he just ramps up and snowballs out of control. Deathbound Incarnate, I fucking love this card. It's pretty tough to deal with this, especially if we have a good early game curve with Infernal Vultures. Sexibus, just a good value card, I think, because we want to go up in corruption aspects anyways. It's a flying and 3/3 2-speed, which is a good blocker, obviously, and the enemy hero loses 3 life, and we gain 3 life when she enters the board. Bezarok, I'm not really sure why I have that in there. Can I swap that out for something else? Because that's actually not, that's just, why is it in my milling deck? That shit needs to go out. We're gonna refine it a little bit right here. We have Azaris, obviously, because Azaris is an awesome card. Got a little bit of nerfed, but it's still pretty viable. Azaris deals combat damage to heroes in the form of decaying cards. Again, obviously, whenever the enemy hero decays cards, you may pay 1 mana. And if you do select one of those cards, Azaris deals combat damage, or deals damage equal to that card's hero cost to an enemy creature or hero. That is up for us to decide. So I think we're gonna go up 1 more Azaris. 1 more Thought Devourer. Yeah, it's pretty good. For spells, we have 4 Noxious Fumes. Actually, I could splash in some fireballs as well, but let's not get too cray-cray. Maybe swap out the Sexibus and put on 2 fireballs or something. But 4 Obnoxious Fumes, enemy creature gets -1/-2 attack, -2 HP. Could also be a creature of our own, obviously. Flash of Delirium, each hero decays 5 cards. And Hands from Beyond just helps us out basically to deal with high-speed creatures, even though we don't necessarily need it. Because, I mean, it's pretty good if like the enemy has like a 2-speed, because that's mostly what creatures have. And when they can't block Deathbound Incarnate, even better, but I don't think we need 3. Yeah, let's actually refine this deck a little bit. So I think we're gonna go down to 2 Hands from Beyond. Because -1 speed to a minimum of 1. Stacks, obviously. Splitting Headache, the enemy hero discards 2 cards. Just a little bit more control for us, basically. 4 Reanimates, I mean, goes without saying. 4 Rage Shrines, because we only have Azaris, basically, for this. We have 2 Sanctums. The enemy hero has to sacrifice a creature. And 15 Corruption Shrines. I think that's pretty feasible. So, let's see what else do we want to get in here. Maybe another Blood Witch Harpy. Get 2 of these in there, because it's a pretty good blocker as well with... Or as a 3-2. So yeah, I think with this we are pretty much set. That looks pretty nice so far. As I've stated, we are now... That's a deck I made myself, by the way. We are now ranked 316, so we can just plumb down even further. That was pretty fast. Let's see how it goes in game number 1 against a Pumpcake, who also plays the same hero, actually. That's an okay starting end. We also have the Rage Shrine, so why not just keep it? And let's play this right away. Obviously, by the way, the thing is, if we play him now, the enemy hero has 0 cards in the graveyard, so that card would just die. And apparently he also plays Milling. At least that's what this Nightbringer is telling me, which is not bad, because we actually have 2 Reanimates. Let's get rid of this, though. Let's be extra cautious here. And we can also play a Thought Devourer next turn. So we are good. We are definitely good. Infernal Vultures. That's not bad. Blood Witch Harpy is in there. Noxus Fume sucks that he hit that, but I can live with that. Gonna put this guy down. Don't need a Zaris yet, actually. Get this for a little bit more mana. That's ideal. That's ideal, because I get a Mind Emblem. I get a Mind Emblem on the Thought Devourer now. And this. Okay. So let's go for a Hands from Beyond. This thing is obsolete. Let's get a Mind Emblem on him, and he... Probably what he wanted to do is, now he was like, okay, he can't attack with the Thought Devourer now, because he's just gonna block with this and kill it off. Because, you know, -2/-2 if he dies, but no, no sir. And he also has a Deathbound Incarnate. And he has a Hands from... Yeah, that is his graveyard. That's kind of weird, because it looks like the exact same deck that I play. That's interesting. Okay, that sucks a little bit. But I could just get a Deathbound Incarnate out and Infernal Vultures. Maybe I want to do that first, however. Do I need to Plague Vermin any of them? Well, I might go for the Vultures, actually. They could get out of hand. And before he shuffles back some of his creatures, maybe I want to get rid of it first. Could also get a Blood Witch Harpy. You could get the Thought Devourer back. Let's mill him first. Would be a 4/4 Deathbound Incarnate now. Consume aim for 4 damage. Alright. Not a big deal. Not at all. Sexibus. That could actually deal with the Incarnate with the priest. I think I'm gonna do that. Or do I? Nah, I don't. Nah. I don't need to soul prison this. Well, Blood Witch Harpy would actually survive. If I play Blood Witch Harpy, he has to sack this, makes 2 damage to the face. Would have a, like, if he only has 4 mana, so he can't play too much, I hope. So Soul Prison would work. Yeah, let's go with this. Or do I go with Vultures, mill him a little bit more? Let's go Blood Witch Harpy. That's for sure gonna kill something. So, maybe Noxious? Bird of Pain? Or that? Okay. Yeah, I might Soul Prison this. Even though I don't necessarily have to. No, I definitely don't have to. Yeah, you can't block this. And I have 1 mana left, so I can just wave him goodbye if I hit like a 2 mana card, which he should have. Yes. 3 damage, here we go. A 10/10 Deathbound Incarnate, which means he has to decay 10 cards. If I actually manage to attack with this. Yeah, get away with this. Nobody wants to see this. Dealing with creatures left and right. Let's go with our Deathbound Incarnate for now. And the Nightbringer. Everyone has to decay 2 cards if I attack with him. Good times, good times. Yeah, maybe Azaris was a little bit overzealous. Crap. Well, maybe not. Let's go in. Decay them cards. Bring them on. What do we have here? 2 damage. Why not? Let's get rid of this. Get some card draw. Let's wait with Infernal Vultures until we can use Azaris in conjunction with that, because that's pretty nasty. One more turn until Soul Prison, so we definitely have to get some creatures out. If we want to keep her, that is. Hands from Beyond, that sucks. So we can't forget to kill this. This is just not gonna happen. Okay, let's kill this. 0 speed, so I can go in for beats. Let's see what we get. Perfect. 3 damage. And get some creatures back in. Oh my god, there is a lot in here. 16! That's a 16/16! Deathbound Incarnate, what the hell? Jesus. But yeah, it also weakens him, which is pretty cool. That's the main point of this. But I'm actually not sure what. If he Soul Prisons, which he will, I'm not pretty sure if I should go for Azaris or or if I should keep the Vulture. Because Vulture is value now. But he is gonna grow. Could be Azaris. Oh, it doesn't have Azaris, never mind. think I'm gonna let this go through. Let's see what he mills. A little bit. Yeah, that's all the zeros in there. Splitting Headache doesn't do too much, I think. This is gonna do a little bit. Okay, let's make him seg 1. This is a redraw, so sure. Yes. Sure, 2 damage, why not? Down to 4 cards. Got this as a blocker. Victory! There we go! Alright, milling versus milling, and milling definitely won. Okay, as you can see, Azaris is still playable, apparently, at least against milling. So okay, we are back, ranked 296, with a rating of 1062. That's about as much as I actually also managed to get with Soldiers of Young. So let's see if this is gonna be a little bit better in terms of wins with game number 2. Game number 2, and I just want to kill myself because we play against Ytix, Yetix, Comsiant, KVD 22. I hate Comsiant decks, but let's skip this. We can... Okay, that's shamans, totems, whatever you want to call it. So we can play this, and that's about it, I guess. Let's get rid of Azaris for now. Have the... pretty lucky with the Rage Shrines, even though we only have 4 in the deck. I can live with that. Not hitting the O is a pretty good feeling, I gotta... Not missing the O, not hitting the O, what the fuck. It's a pretty good feeling, I gotta say, I recommend it. Okay, yeah. Let's make this attack first. Ah, reanimate. That's a shame. So what I'm contemplating is one more aspect, Spark, Thought Devourer, but he's only 2 HP, so he would get wrecked easily with this. So I think I'm just gonna Noxious it. Maybe he gets rid of the Nightbringer. Yeah. Okay. So I have that guy out of the away from the board, which is kind of good. Hands from Beyond is also, speaking of, pretty good. That helps out a tremendous amount. Because you know that basically allows him to go in for beats freely. If he doesn't get killed by Lightning Totem. Which I need to go face twice in order for that not to happen. So yeah, that guy is not a problem at all. Just gonna do this. Beats. And he's just gonna stand there and wonder what hit him. Could actually go for Nightbringer. I think I'm gonna do that. For 1 mana I couldn't do anything, so let's pass. Pass this on. And now I can also block with the Nightbringer. Without the fear of this guy getting wrecked. Problem is, of course, I only deal damage in the form of decaying cards, minus the Nightbringer, but that kind of sucks a little bit. Cause he is ramping up pretty fast in terms of life, which I don't like. Let's go face. Well, first, let's do this. Alright. And let's get a little bit of his life back. Back down. Back to square one for him in terms of HP at least. And as you can see, Hands from Beyond is an awesome card. Definitely underestimated. At least in terms of milling. We only have 4 creatures, however, in there. Managed to mill a Fire Blast, which is pretty neato. 1 totem, only 1. Ah, that beats go through. Even though, I could have technically blocked this, but maybe he has like Noxious. So he could kill the Sexibus. But he's just draining like crazy here, and he gets the freaking Tribe Mystic, which is definitely the best thing that he can get. Got us down to 12 now. Sanctum. Could help. But I want more draw, actually. What do we have in here? Deathbound Incarnate. Not too sure, actually. But it's a 4/4. Let's actually kill this off. Yeah, he can't fireball, so I think that's feasible. Five, 6, and that's an 8/8. Sure. Okay. And no lightning totem. Let's see if we manage to hit. We don't really hit any totems. Does he have all totems in his hand or something? That's odd. But it's a lot of shrines actually, as you can see. Like, oh well, he managed to get the Mountain Sanctuary. Apparently, he has like 3 or 4 copies in there. Okay. Why not, right? So that's basically a no-brainer. Because he needs to waste like 4 fireballs to kill off the Deathbound Incarnate. Oh, does he use the Totem of Legends? I think he did. What are you gonna get? And fuck me dead! This is getting a little bit out of hand with the whole life gain thing, and only Rocky Tribe Mystics. Yeah, we need to mill him out fast now. Shit, son. But we can actually do this with him. That's not a problem. Not at all. Let's kill this off. Oh wait, hold on. Azaris. Yeah. Yeah, let's get real stupid now. Here we go. Yes. 3 damage. Goodbye. Mill that shit. I think, yeah, he's dead. That is so stupid. He got milled by 3 different creatures. Deathbound Incarnate, Azaris, and the Thought Devourer. And as you can see, fucking Hands from Beyond. They touched him in an impure manner. That's for sure. That card is baller. Okay, we are ranked 264. That whole fiasco that we had, that you're never gonna see, that's never gonna see the light of the day with the fucking Soldiers of Young's bullshit, is almost ironed out. We are ranked 264. Yeah, I think we went into this basically with a rating of 1060 before fucked it up with Soldiers of Young's, but now we have a rating of 1085, which I'm definitely fond of. 2 games so far, so let's see how it goes in game number 3. By the way, of course, the cool thing now, we can actually see our rating right here, even though we have to subtract it a little bit, because actually we are 2-0, that is just from the whole soldiers bullshit. But by the way, looking at things, Torek is currently... Torek is currently also playing rank, whereas we have Dashshaker, I think he played like 30 games today in ranked. I think he went like 17-30 the last time I checked. Rax and Wisp all playing in a tournament. I think it's Conquest. Yep. So the only one that we have to fear at the moment in ranked is Taurik and maybe a bunch of guys that I didn't add yet. So in terms of pros at least. So yeah, that was game number 2. Let's see how it goes in game number 3.